KOLD.
Welcome back. Or if you're new to KOLD Radio, let me catch you up on the exciting events. Eleanor, the station manager and a nostalgia addict, is trying to convince my idol, Mary, and her dim husband, Joe, to invest in the struggling station, to turn back the clock to the days when families closed their eyes and listened to radio dramas together. She introduced them to the few broadcasters remaining at the station, college students Poppy and Beibo and hyperactive teen Walt, but had to stall as she's still waiting for the appearance of Conall, the man with the golden voice. And then Mary, our beloved diva, got frustrated, so she had to sing one of her hits a cappella.
Shem olech mo Gilomar, o Shem o he Zagilomar, Yornes fang and sor mir shane, a queen again, mo Gilomar.
She sure taught them not to dismiss her, but it turned out her song was going out on the air, and the most devoted fans of Mary's music, led by Petunia Stonebury, learned that she was in our town, breathing the same air as us. We chose to see this as an opportunity to prove those maligned as crazy fans were saner than anyone else in this wide world. So Katy, Maximiliano, Victor, and I set off to pick the lock of the KOLD radio front door and prove our sanity.
There is absolutely nothing to worry about. The doors are securely locked. Poppy, go lock the doors. And we'll make sure you're thoroughly entertained.
Oh, she makes a point there. It's safer to wait out the nutty fans than go out and expose yourself. Remember when they climbed into the back of our tour van?
I told you not to get a pickup truck, but you insisted on the bargain. It was tacky and dangerous.
Kind of like your first and only role on Broadway, love.
Anyway, let me just introduce you to our resident Foley and jingle expert, Walter K.
You're still waiting for that Irish fellow Conall to present your radio play?
He always comes back to the station after a stern talk with his mother. Everything will be fine. Walter?
At your service. It's an honor to meet you, Miss Mary.
Little laddie, I think you addressed me that way before, but it didn't sink in. Miss Mary? Miss Mary? Miss Mary? No one's called me that in years.
Well, you haven't been a miss in years, love. And years and years.
Of course, I'm technically Mrs. Mary, but I wish. It'd be lovely if you could call me Miss Mary.
Hi there, Mr. Joe.
Lad, you can call me Joe. No need to be so formal.
Okay, Mr. Joe.
As Walt entertained Mary and Joe with his Foley contraptions, Beibo sat in the booth sniffling and wiping his eyes and flicked through his phone.
Are you okay? You've been sniffling for like 3 hours.
Oh, only like 15 minutes.
Okay, time moves slow here. I'd say we were going back in time, but unfortunately Einstein disproved that. Are you upset because of Mary's song?
Yeah. I hadn't heard that song in like 5 years, and she performed it live, and it made me think of my fiance who went to war and is lost at sea.
Oh, I'm so sorry?
No, like, that's what she was singing about, so I just got really in character, and it was a nostalgia trip. She's a genius.
Oh, I didn't really get that from the song. I didn't know if it was her accent or what, but all I got was that she was totally in love with some guy named Shane Malay Mogilamar.
That's because it's all in Irish. Let me pull up the lyrics on Google Translate.
You're dripping on your phone.
Yeah, sorry, thanks. It goes, cuckoo cheerfully, weeping heart's forecast of tears. As the release my lively boys are calculated from him my sorrow.
How do you cuckoo cheerfully? Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Go on then.
It continues. The cuckoo sings not pleasantly at noon. The voice is not in a dog net, nor summer morning in misty glen, since it went, my lively boy.
The voice is not in a dog nut?
Maybe it's a metaphor. We can't underestimate the power of Google Translate.
Yeah, I get what you mean. These are, like, powerful lyrics. They're making me tear up now.
Poppy and Beibo sat in the booth for a long time and joked about things they found on Beibo's phone. Their humor started to sound like an alien language, so I thought I'd spare you and check in with Joe, Walt, and Mary.
Little lad, what is this Foley stuff? It sounds like a word you might have made up, maybe after a few too many pints, eh?
Oh no, Foley is a historic career path. We Foley artists make uncommon sound effects from common materials, Mr. Joe. If you've got a sound effect that needs to be made, I can do it for you. Like this horrifying sound from the well-known radio play, Horrible Happenings at House Manor.
A door that needs a bit of oil doesn't scare me, lad.
No, it's Dr. Hauser's squeaky hinges. It gives me chills, Mr. Joe.
Now, little Walter, is that a theremin?
A theremin, yep. One of the greatest instruments.
I used to be a therapeutic theremin champion. In truth, it's how I got signed to Joe's record label. I think I'll try yours out.
Be my guest.
While she's distracted, come here to me, lad. So, this sound-making business is sort of like pretending to be other people, right?
No, Mr. Joe, it's not like that.
Well, can you do an impression of my wife, lad?
Why? She's right there.
Oh, just for a laugh, lad. I just want to laugh. She glares at me whenever I laugh.
Okay, Mr. Joe.
With characteristic verve, Walt pulled 2 hand puppets from his pockets. They were red and blue socks with a shock of yarn hair, like they had just stuck their non-existent fingers in a socket. They also sported realistic doll eyes. Unfortunately, this spectacle attracted Mary's attention. The 2 hand puppets began to speak to each other.
Hey there, love. What do you want to do today? Oh, I don't know, Joe. How about we go down to the pub and have some Lucky Charms and Guinness and then go home and snuggle or something? That's what we do every day, love. Well, let's do it again. Okay. My corned beef and cabbage. My Jameson Irish whiskey.
Lad, I'm not trying to be offensive, but you're a bloody terrible impersonator.
Yeah, little laddie, I'm going to have to agree with my husband. The last time I did that, we were laughing about how my brother's career was total shite.
And that was back in 73.
Well, Mr. Joe, at least she let you laugh this time.
Well, that's true. All because you made a right hash of it.
Also, Mr. Joe, Mom always told my big sister that when boys are mean to you, it really means they love you. And you, Miss Mary, you're just playing hard to get. You really love each other. It's obvious.
Well, if you mean the Hallmark movie sort of love, I think you'll be very disappointed, lad.
Our sort of love is spelt Tolerate.
Very funny. Tall-er-a-te. Now, this is the part where you're supposed to realize, yes, of course I'm right, and apologize, and then you...
Then what?
Well, I always plug my ears after that in the radio plays.
Oh, no reason to plug your ears now, lad. Nothing like that is going to happen.
And it hasn't for years.
And do you want to know why, love?
Well, 'cause you got tired of me, I suppose. Maybe I couldn't measure up to those boyos in the lake dance.
Don't you bring Danny-O into this.
Walt couldn't stand to hear them fighting. To be honest, neither could I. And in a major breach of professional standards, instead of learning all the details for this section of my Mariography, I ignored it. All I wanted to do was plug my ears, close my eyes, and roll into a ball like Walt did in this moment.
Walter dear, you have to unroll yourself now. Conall Kaleo is here.
Really? He's still gonna work for you?
Did I miss something? I thought it was another day at the office.
Conall, you actually came back. I mean, of course you did, as expected, since you were simply stuck in traffic. I'm so glad you're here.
Ah, so this is your Irish legend, Conall.
I don't think he's wearing enough sequins to count as a legend.
Should we get out the concrete drill now? Time for a foot-wide hole.
That Conall guy will be back for us. There's no need to break the law.
No, let's try my hairpins again.
They always work to pick the locks in movies.
I'm not Irish. I would think that was evident enough in my voice, since that's all anyone judges me on.
Conall, meet my investors and music legends, Mary and Joe. Conall is a radio legend himself, on the air continuously in radio drama and newscasting since 1955.
Indeed. Let me go open the outside door. There's a pack of besequined people who were insistent that I open it for them.
More sequins? Oh, love, that must be your fans.
Conall, no! They're firmly on the do not enter list.
I don't know what's going on here, but you're in no position to turn anyone away from your station, Eleanor.
Conall, who would forever be our hero after that moment, unlocked the door. The grimace on Eleanor's face grew bigger.
That's a fireable offense, Conall.
But you'll let me off this time because you need me. I get it.
Oh, my, Mary, the hairpin thing worked. The movies don't lie to us.
So I rented this drill for nothing?
We are about to see Mary in the flesh and change the course of history. We walked into the KOLD studios and tried to be as professional as possible, but then we saw her, the real Mary, a cornerstone of our childhoods, car rides, career paths, and hopes for the future. Our best friend, maybe our celebrity crush. We stood there staring at her, faces frozen and grinning for 2 minutes.
Do you think their circuitry is breaking down, love?
I said I didn't want any more face-to-face contact with fans, Joe. They're far too unpredictable, and...
What? I figured you'd like more people to fawn over your every move and act like your armpits smell like fresh-baked soda bread.
Well, sure, I wouldn't mind someone who respects my brilliance a wee bit more, but they...
Conall, I am extremely frustrated with you. Take this script and prepare for a performance with Poppy and Beibo while I clean up your mess.
4 people in black sequin jumpsuits is not a mess. A fashion disaster, perhaps, but as you wish, boss.
Whee!
Squeak!
The buzzkill Eleanor walked up and waved her hand in front of our faces.
Hello, Eleanor Krokowski, Managing Director of KOLD Radio.
Whee! We know you, Eleanor.
Will I have to call 911 on this crisis you're having? You sound like helium balloons.
Squeak! No, we're fine. These are squeals of joy.
Yes, we're actually here to save Mary.
And to save the world. We believe the world needs to hear Mary's magical voice again, even if it has to mean she returns to pagan female, where she outclassed every performer.
That's just Victor's personal opinion.
Okay, well, as you can see, Mary is standing far away from you because she is afraid of you.
That's not true. They're far less crazy than they used to be.
Hi, Mary.
So that's what she looks like now?
She looks so different.
Love, you want these nutters here? I don't think they realize that your appearance and voice has transformed since the album covers of your glory years.
Sure, ye Egypt. That's why I was so worried about going on this trip. They want me to be a fresh-faced 35-year-old in the flowing dress under a waterfall, and I'm not.
As I recall, that dress never zipped in the first place.
And I suggested some light airbrushing around the eyes, but it wasn't all fake. Those were my glory days. But it's not right for me to doubt myself. Once they adapt to the real me, they'll do whatever I like and think my armpits smell like potpourri, which they do.
Oh, so I'm hearing that Mary is not afraid of you? And she wants you here?
Oh my, Mary, yes.
Miss Eleanor? I'm working on the rhymes for Werner's Mortuary, and they're really good. What rhymes with kick the bucket?
There are lots of rhymes, Walter. I'm kind of busy right now. No. There are some things that you just shouldn't rhyme.
Duck it, luck it.
Just go in a whole different direction, Walter. But that gives me an idea. Jumpsuit Squad here. Can you sing?
Why would you even need to ask that?
Of course we're singers, no matter what our vocal cords might have to say about that situation.
Mary inspired us to sing. She motivated us to do almost everything in our lives, including for me to become the world-renowned author of the comprehensive, unauthorized Maryography.
Great. I love it. Walter, I have singers for your jingles.
Oh, fantastic! Maybe they can do the harmonies on this Werner's Mortuary song. It might be better than the best part of waking up. Unless I plagiarize that.
Hey, guys, I kind of sing a little too, so I'll try singing some jingles if you're okay with it.
Whoa, how do you do literally everything?
So, everything is ready. Mary, Joe, just sit on these nice comfy chairs.
They were mismatched flowery chairs borrowed from the nursing home upstairs.
And listen to our old-time radio show, written by an established radio play author and performed by our very own audio crew.
This better not be a pile of shite.
Oh, of course not, love. Why would I bring you all the way here for something you could get at one of your brother's concerts at home?
Have you ever wondered what the sunset on another planet might be like? Or what birds might soar in the skies of a prehistoric Earth?
No.
Do you ever ponder what the presence of a ghost feels like? Or what strange creatures lurk on the surface of mysterious planets?
No. Now, listen, I'm a businessman, lad. I think about CD sales and taxes and revenue shrinking and shrinking.
Well, wonder no more.
Why isn't the lad listening to me, love?
Maybe because he's a right impertinent fella. Or because you're a complete Egypt chattering about losing money in front of my fans.
Welcome to Eerie Tales from the our new flagship program.
Oh, was he doing his radio broadcast? I am an idiot.
Every afternoon on Eerie Tales from the we'll give you the spookiest, creepiest experience, guaranteed to shock you, thrill you, terrify you, and seduce you. And it's all broadcast right to your transistor radio. This afternoon on Eerie Tales. In the not-so-far future, two complete strangers meet at a dance, igniting a passionate fire inside them. But when is a dance more than a dance? What does the world have in store for these futuristic paramours? And will that fire spark love or burn out? These questions and more will be answered after this short commercial break.
What do you think is going to happen, love?
I'm going to get bored. Tell them all to get stuffed and walk out, love. The only way it could be worse would be if someone started singing.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3.
Ziffrin Brittenham, Bronca, Fisher, Gilbert, Lurie, and Cook, Stiffelman, Johnson, Land, and Wolf, they're the attorneys for you. If your hands are caught in the cookie jar and you don't know what to do, then Ziffrin Brittenham, Bronca, Fisher, they're the attorneys for you.
This song was sung by an out-of-turn folk singer. Ziffrin Brittenham, Bronco Fisher, Gilbert, Lurie, and Cook, Stiffelman, Johnson, Land, and Wolf cannot be held liable for any claims made in this jingle.
They're the attorneys for you.
Caught in a cookie jar. Back home, I still can't solve the mystery of why the cookies in the pot of gold jar keep disappearing.
No comment. You're probably eating them in your sleep. But in the name of all that is in tune, Joe, what did we just hear? Those fanatics of mine need to stop stabbing my ears out.
Well, I thought it sounded rather nice.
Ah, sure, because you're always so charitable to everyone but me.
Well, you have to be stealing the cookies, love. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Now, this afternoon's show, in a bustling, frenzied big city on a faraway, futuristic planet, on a Friday night, a group of young, hip teenagers and 20-somethings are dancing. It's a ritual dance, and the kids have been doing it as long as they remember. Everyone knows it by heart. The floor is filled with small, multicolored squares.
It's Dance Dance Revolution.
My God, it is.
Well, love, it's like that dance floor in Saturday Night Fever.
I remember when I had a suit like that John Travolta fella. Looked quite dashing on me.
40 years ago, when we were both more muscular and powder blue suits were in fashion, what were we thinking?
The doors burst open, and Brock Austin, the renowned sports champion, with an exquisitely tanned and bronzed six-pack, saunters in. Brock wanders through the crowd and sees a lone face who seems to glow compared to the rest.
Ah, no. They've named him Brock?
That's some Brock luck. A Brock sign, love.
Yes, I learned in my years of research that Brock is a synonym for bad in Irish slang.
Hello.
Who are you? A lot of strange people frequent my dance hall, but none of them ever look at me like that. Holy Jane Goodall, this is so stupid.
The name's Brock Austin. You?
Sonya Winters. I run this dance hall, and I dance every moment I have. It's the only thing I really love.
I've never danced before. Teach me?
Left foot here, you see? And...
Why do you do it like this?
What do you mean, why? This is the way you dance. It's the way we all do.
Seems to me it would be better if you did it like this.
Beibo began to breakdance, apparently to demonstrate his character. Poppy looked strangely entranced, but then Eleanor entered the booth to correct him. She began swaying her hips and moving her finger in the air, doing a poor Travolta impersonation, and continued with moves such as the sprinkler, the snorkeler, and the skier. Beibo and Poppy put up an impressive effort to stifle their laughter.
But he dances differently from the rest. His dance is a blaze of color and beauty, a wild, momentous surprise, a wondrous, magical moment. But it's wrong. He doesn't step in time with the music. He doesn't do the right steps. Everyone walks back in wonder, surprise, and mild horror.
That's absolutely amazing! Where did you learn that? How did you?
I didn't learn it. I just did what came naturally. Why is it such a big deal anyway? It's just a dance.
Just a dance? Dancing is my whole life. It's my business. It's everything.
Suddenly, the lights turn red, and a large door labeled Emergency, hidden in the metal walls, opens. But Before we continue with the story, a word from our sponsor.
If you've got a corpse in your basement, if you're a great-great-grandparent, Werner's Mortuary is there for ya. For the mourners we have warm croissants served by lovely debutantes. Your wake will be the envy of the nation. Werner's Mortuary and catering. Werner's Mortuary and catering. We're experts in quinceañeras and gender-inclusive Jewish mitzvahs. Remember that our focus is dead people. You may be captivated by our petty Thors or by our snacks for carnivores. Remember that our focus is dead people. Werner's Mortuary and catering. Werner's Mortuary and catering.
I almost don't want to tell the little laddie how badly he plagiarized.
Because that was a complete masterpiece, it was.
But paying those hallelujah royalties will take up all his college fund.
Back to our story. After the door opens, a small, squat, red-faced man comes out of the hidden door with a clipboard.
Who are you? And how dare you interrupt my glorious dancing?
Well, look at that. I'm out of the closet I've been living in all my life. What do you think of that, Milton? What do you have to say for yourself, Milton?
Milton? My name's Brock. Brock Austin. Not very nice to meet you.
I can't believe I'm out. I'm finally out. Living there in that damp, dank little closet for years, surrounded by voracious flesh-eating mice with only a few freeze-dried meals to live on. Milton, old boy, why did you ever let them lock you up in there?
There's no Milton here. Just tell me what's going on.
It's you, huh? You're the first one, you know.
The first what?
Everyone here dances exactly the same way, with the same steps. It's a test. This whole operation is, from the colored tiles on the floor to the super advanced disc jockey system. If you fail the dance, your intelligence levels are incredibly low, and you must be taken to our laboratories for testing. You're coming with us, Brock Austin.
Wait. Before you take me, allow me to share one last passionate kiss with Sonya Winters, the most delicate, beautiful, utterly talented woman I've ever had the pleasure of dancing with.
What are you doing? Are you really going to let them take you?
I don't know, but I saw an opportunity to kiss you, and I sure wasn't going to let that go.
As Sonya looks up into Brock's soft blue eyes, his chiseled chin, his perfectly sculpted cheekbones, a tear drips down her cheek at the thought of what will soon be his fate.
You tried to teach me how to dance, Sonya Winters. I didn't listen, and look where it got me. Now maybe you can teach me something else, and I promise I'll listen this time. Maybe you can teach me how to love.
Oh God, the cheese.
I know, right?
How did you even say that without spontaneously combusting from the ridiculousness of it?
I'm an actor, Bobby. I dig deep down and play Brock's action to convince Sonya of my love. And I think about sad puppies.
Sonya closes her eyes and leans in for the kiss of her life. But just as they're getting started, the strange man smashes a large glass box on the wall labeled Emergency, then picks up the red phone and makes a call. Suddenly, a group of 50 government soldiers bursts into Sonya's dance hall.
Brock, Austin, put your hands up and walk out very slowly. Very, very slowly.
And what happens if I don't? Will you shoot me down in front of this whole crowd? Great PR move.
Oh, Mr. Austin, we intend to bring you back very alive indeed. But the same can't be said for the girl.
Sonya.
Brock!
Hey, come on. You have to come with me, Sonya. You have to leave it all behind. Run. Just run.
Will Sonya take the great leap and run with Brock? Can they escape the government soldiers? And will love's legs make the journey or tire out? These questions and more will be answered in the next session of Eerie Tales from the Ether.
And once our exciting show returns, we will answer even more questions. Will Poppy be able to make it through the cheese? Why was Walt, during the radio play, alternating between biting his fingernails and watching Mary and Joe? What was behind Conall's mysterious disappearance? And will Mary agree with the brilliant plan of Petunia Stonebury, to return her to her former glory? If you're interested in the answers, stay tuned and download the next episode.